Hello, I'm Gerald, the CEO of Steambow, and with this short video we want to show you some details regarding our M10 magazine and how to properly adjust the tension on the takedown pin to have an optimal feel and optimal experience with our M10 upper. Let's start with the magazine. For us, it was very important that the final magazine, when it's fully loaded, is stable, is robust, and you have a container here for arrows that is dependable. I can put it into a mag pouch, I can throw it around, arrows don't come out, and everything just stays where it is. This was the first design requirement, and the second design requirement was, of course, reliability when inserted into the crossbow and when operating the crossbow. So every time you cock the bow, the arrow should be reloaded and you have no malfunctions, no misfires and so on. With this in mind, we had to make some design choices. And one of the drawbacks or downsides of this design choice, especially regarding reliability, is that when you take only a few arrows, like one or two, the magazine is not so stable. Yeah? For example, this one arrow, it's aluminum, jumps right out. The reason is aluminum is much smoother from the surface than carbon fiber. Carbon fiber, especially when you look at in the microscope, is really rough on the surface. And then, of course, you have the effect that if you lubricate your rail and if you properly maintain your crossbow, you have a lot of grease or silicone oil on the arrow. And this makes the arrow very slippery. And then this magazine claw is not able to only hold this one arrow. From our experience, you have to load at least 3 to 4 arrows until you get into a, I would say, stable condition. Yeah? For example, now I load 4 arrows, and now the magazine holds and is stable. Yeah? Of course, the more arrows you load into the magazine, the more stable it gets. And this, as I told you, if you have loaded it to full capacity, meaning 10 arrows, it should be really convenient to handle and no arrows should jump out. Yeah? But as I told you, downside is if I only have one arrow, especially a slippery, lubricated aluminum arrow, I might run into problems. Another problem that people run into is that they don't get enough arrows into the magazine. The capacity is 10 arrows, and this is only possible when the arrows are stacked diagonally. Yeah? So you have a double row, double stack magazine. When you insert the arrows, usually the arrows just naturally fall into place. But it could be, if I'm not careful, or if I have inserted the arrow a little bit sideways and so on, that I don't have a perfect double stack, but that I have arrows stacked one above each other. And then, after like 8 or 9 arrows, it could have the feeling like the magazine is full. What then helps is if you push with both your finger, your index finger and thumb, on both sides down until arrows have all seated themselves, and then you can continue loading. Yeah? So whenever you come at the point where it's stiff and there's resistance, just push down on both sides a little bit and then continue loading the magazine. Yeah? Sometimes light tapping helps from the sides until every arrow has wiggled himself into the proper double stack configuration. The magazine actually is able to hold more than those 10 arrows. Yeah? I will demonstrate now in the video. It's not recommended. The capacity of the magazine is just 10 arrows, but there is room for more. Yeah? I've now fully loaded it with 10 bodkins. I have here 2 hunting arrows, 2 broadheads. Let's start with the aluminum one. I can press that in, and I can even press the 12th arrow in it. Yeah? So I have now 12 arrows in the magazine. Put tension on it, but it's not recommended. But there is for sure room for 10. Yeah? So if you have a problem getting 10 arrows in, it's usually just that the stack is not properly orientated. Besides this, I would say finesses while loading, there's one more thing. The magazine is not designed to be disassembled. There is no maintenance requirements on it. There's no need for any lubrication. There's no need for any cleaning. There is no gunpowder residue. There is no dirt or debris that could come into it. So there's absolutely no reason for you to take it off. And it's actually not possible to disassemble the magazine without, or it's very hard to disassemble it without damaging the magazine itself. Also, what's damaging to the magazine is if you drop it from a larger height, especially when fully loaded, to a hard surface, then it could be that the lid comes off or something like that. In case that happens, you can glue it back in, but yeah, please don't drop the magazine. Usually you have a drop pouch for that where you can leave it in. And especially don't drop them with force if they are fully loaded, because then they are, of course, much heavier. Yeah, also, for example, these two screws here are not meant to be disassembled. It's just for us in the assembly process, but the magazine itself, there is no need for any maintenance or any disassembly. Good. Now let's talk about the second topic of this video, the proper tension on this pin. I have here the M10 upper. Here in the back there is this little polymer block that you have to screw through your lower. And then, as I showed in the last video, the proper way to install that is put on the M10 upper, install the pin in the back first, and only after that install the screw in the front. And then you will see that you have some wiggle room. You can move it forward and back a little bit. And with this wiggle room, you adjust the tension on this pin. So before you fully screw down the screw in the front, you feel if it is from the feeling good, lock it down. If you have the feeling it's too stiff and it's too hard to get the pin out of the system, push from the muscle to you, then you relieve the tension a little bit and it gets easier, and then fixate it. If the pin is falling out from itself without any resistance, push forward a little bit and then lock it down. So with this forward wiggle room, you can adjust the tension on the pin and you will find your setting that works best for you. I would say that's most important information that I left out in the last video. If there's anything else that you want to know or that you stumble about and so on, please reach out to our customer service. Easiest way is using the form on our website. We are very happy to help you, and I wish you now much fun and yeah, good shooting with our products. Stay safe. Bye.